Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today is a good day. I'm doing the 4K Q&A. This is going to be the legit video. I'm answering all your questions that you have left for me over the past week. So let's just jump right into it. So the first question comes from Flame the Crested Gecko. He wants to own a second gecko to breed, but his mom doesn't like the one he already has, so he wants to know how to convince her. And now there's another question like this, so this is for the both of you. I think the best thing you can do to show your parents that you are capable and should own another gecko or any kind of reptile for that matter is just show them that you're responsible. You'll take care of it, you'll pay for it, you'll clean it. And I think if you show them all those things, that in theory they should let you get another gecko. Now I know that always doesn't happen, whatever the circumstances may be. Maybe they don't like geckos for whatever reason, but you can show them how nice geckos are, especially crested geckos. They're probably one of the nicest animals I've ever owned as far as reptile goes. So I think over time you could probably work on her. Believe it or not, my parents said I could never own any more reptiles at one point in my life, and now here I am with 20 plus geckos. So, it's kind of hard to say, but I think you can work on her and she'll eventually let you get that one. His next question was, can he be in the video? You're in the video now. And the third question is, can he have a free gecko? Now, this is kind of something I was going to wait for a long time on, but I will be doing a gecko giveaway either this year, next year, or the year after. I know that seems like a long range, but it really just depends on how many babies I'm getting and what I'm liking and stuff. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I want to give away a good baby crested gecko, right? And so I don't want it to be something that I don't really like. I'd like it to be something high quality and nice as my first giveaway, but I will be doing one in the future sometime. Let's just put it like that. I will be doing one eventually. It's something I've always wanted to do, and it's on my bucket list of gecko things. So there will be a giveaway. I don't know when, maybe not for a while, but it will be coming. The next question comes from Emeli Vaca. Now, I probably murdered that and I apologize, but he wants to know what my plans are for future breeders, what advice I'd give to beginning reptile owners or keepers, and what I do when I'm not caring for my geckos. So, my future plans for breeders, this is another question that I have a similar question to from Matt R., who asked where I see myself 5 years down the road in crested gecko breeding project terms. So I'll kind of answer this all in one. I have three main projects in my mind: the Tangerine Dalmatian project, patternless reds and reds in general, and then my personal favorite, I have a name for it, but we're not going to give it a name yet because we're going to see if it works out or not. But my Dark Flame project is what we'll call it for now. So basically geckos like Lunu, Lissa, and Carrie. You may not know what they look like. I'll try to have pictures of all these so you can visualize here in videos. The Dark Flame project is a project where I'd like to have a nice dorsal with a little bit of orange, maybe closer to the head. And then the back be either white or black, really. The closer to black these geckos are, the better. And then the side patterns, the laterals, the only pattern I want on the sides is white. Like white. Not white wall, but just white crackly pattern. Lissa shows a little bit of this. Carrie shows a lot of this. And Lunu is getting the white, but it looks like it's going to be more white wall, so I might not use him for this, or her, but we'll see. And also, the thing is, though, Lissa's a girl, Lunu's a girl, or Lunu is the only unsexed I have. Carrie's a girl, I meant. So if Lunu becomes a male, then I'll have a male for this project. If not, then I'm going to need to buy a male, and I have been on the lookout for what seems to be the longest time, and I have not found an acceptable male yet, one that doesn't have a pinstripe, because pinstripes really aren't for me. So that's what I'm looking for with that project. The red project is pretty self-explanatory, just patternless reds, reds that are showing the best red coloring possible. That's what I'm really looking for. And the Tangerine Dalmatian project, I'm hoping to turn the geckos into super Dalmatians with that intense orange color. The better the orange, the better. And that's kind of what I would like to do. And maybe as a little side project, I'll maybe take a tangerine and breed it with a red and see what we get, because I think that could be amazing. You're going to get an orange gecko, a red gecko, or a red orange gecko, or whatever, because the tangerine color and the red color are both base colors, so that means one of them cannot be on top of the other in theory. So that would be very interesting. As far as advice goes for anyone who wants to keep reptiles, breeders or not, the only thing I can say is that you should make sure that you're passionate about the animal that you want to work with. In the long run, that'll be better for you, the animal, the people you're going to be helping and serving. And I think that's really the main number one rule you can have. Now, I do a lot of gecko stuff during my day, all the cleaning, caring for the babies, the food items and stuff like that. But in my free time, I do like to be outside, especially in the summer. I just went fishing. I don't know if it was this last weekend or the weekend before, but, I like going outside and doing stuff. I also like playing Xbox a lot. I've liked video games since I've been a little kid. I play a lot of like Far Cry and games like that, if you know what that is. But that's what I do a lot of my free time. And I also should mention that, other than that, I'm still in school. I still have a month before I graduate. So, it's kind of busy. It's kind of busy around here. But the Supreme Gecko was wondering if I could do one thing over after keeping geckos for this long, that one thing would be blank. Now, this was kind of a hard one for me. If I could do one thing over, because I'm pretty happy where I'm at with all my geckos right now. There's nothing that I really regret doing. The only thing I kind of wish I would have did is maybe invested a little bit more into gargoyle geckos. I'm starting to dig mango, and maybe if I had like 2 or 3 more gargoyles, that would have been good instead of buying a bunch of crested geckos. But there's always the future for that. So that's the only thing I can think of, because sometimes I see these gorgeous gargoyle geckos and I'm like, damn, I wish I had a gargoyle gecko like that. Although that goes with anything, crested geckos, cars, whatever. So, but that's definitely one thing I kind of wish I could have done over, is bought some more gargoyles instead. The next question comes from RVT Life. He says, how come you never show your face? Now, this is probably going to be a stance you've heard before from other pet YouTubers who may not show their face. Is just that they want their videos to be focused on their animals, and that's kind of true. There's really no point in showing my face, because I want my videos to be more directed towards animals and the geckos. It wasn't really about me ever. It's just about, showing you guys what I wanted to talk about, geckos and stuff like that. And the video shouldn't be focused on my face if I'm trying to talk about these animals, so that's just why I never do it. And also, quite frankly, I hate being in videos. That's the other reason. I hate taking pictures of myself. I hate being in videos. I do it occasionally. I mean, I have like probably 6 pictures of myself, so it's not one of my favorite things to do either. However, if you are dying to see what I look like, if you don't know already, I will have my @ on screen for my Instagram, my other Instagram, and I will have a link down below in the description if you want to go and follow me. It's up to you, if you care that much or not, but I just thought I'd throw that out there because I realize some people, like to see you and see who they're talking to and who's behind the camera. Derek Poon wonders if I'll ever make a bioactive enclosure for my crested geckos, and this is something I actually wanted to do for a long time now. I've been talking about it, putting it off, and unfortunately, I don't even know if it's going to happen this year now, because now there's other geckos I would like to buy to get into other breeding projects. So it's kind of like, do I spend the $200 on an Exoterra tank, or do I put the $200 towards a nice gecko from this breeding project I want to do? So I'm sorry if that doesn't happen this year. I know I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I will eventually, I promise. Just maybe not this year. Maybe not. Now, I thought we'd end this video on kind of a little bit of a controversial topic. I don't know why, but this is the last question, as it may be. And it asks, I know you don't cohab cresties, but is it okay to have more than one out for handling at a time? Now, this is something you may or may not know, but I did have 2 female crested geckos together for probably 4 to 5 months, and handling them out at the same time, as long as they're females, is fine, and along their same size. Obviously, don't take your hatchling out with your big adult female. You wouldn't want little Jimmy to end up as a snack in the afternoon, but 2 males, bad idea. They're going to fight. 2 females, though, that's fine. And actually, keeping females together, I personally don't have a problem with, as long as the enclosure and everything around them is set up correctly. You won't have any issues, or you shouldn't. And some people are going to be like, oh, don't do that. Well, there's a lot of breeders who do that, and they keep groups of more than 2, maybe 3, 4, 5 geckos in a tub. The reason I separated my geckos is because the tub I was using to keep them in was so large that it was taking up space, so it was actually smaller just to separate them into their own tubs, and they fit on my rack better then. And also, I was trying to breed them at the time, so it also just made it easier because I didn't want the one male with the other female. But on the other hand, I didn't have any problems cohabbing. I just haven't gone back to it because the tubs don't really fit that well, because I'm going to be using a bigger tub when I cohab them. But yeah, I didn't have any problems cohabbing. I think you should do your own research on it, though. Handling, though, at one time, you can definitely have 2 females out at a time, hopefully without a problem. I've never had a problem with any 2 females, so it's up to you. Just always be careful, and always do extra research. Don't just listen to what I have to say, because what may work for me may not work for you. So With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Thank you guys so much for 4,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next video.